What if I told you that right now in March 2026, you still have people making $50,000 mistakes right here in the Portland, Oregon real estate market every single day, and they have no idea they're doing it? What if you discovered that everything that you've been told about the Oregon real estate market just isn't wrong, but dangerously wrong? While every real estate expert's telling you that the same recycled advice about Portland being a hot market, the February 2026 data just dropped, and I got 5 brutal truths that will save you a fortune, are going to cost you everything. I'm about to show you the information that 99% of the agents either aren't going to understand or won't tell you because it threatens their commission. These aren't good feel-good market predictions. They're cold hard numbers that predict who wins and who loses over the next 60 days. Now, if you're thinking about buying or selling in the Portland market right now, do not make any moves until you hear all 5 of these insights. And if you need someone who actually understands what the data means for your situation, call me. All my contact information is below in the description. Call me day or night. In the next 8 minutes, you're going to know about what's really happening here in the Portland, Oregon real estate market that most agents who've been doing this for years aren't going to tell you. But first, let me tell you about the biggest lie being told right now. I'm going to start with number 5 and call it the inventory lie that's costing buyers. Every agent in Portland is telling buyers the same thing. You better bid over asking price because there's no inventory. But what if that was complete BS? What if I showed you data that proves buyers are panicking for absolutely no reason and it's costing you tens of thousands of dollars that you don't need to spend? Now imagine finding out after you overpaid by $30,000, there's actually more options available than you realized. Imagine that sick feeling in your stomach when you discover you got played. Here's the truth they don't want you to know. Portland has 10.3% more active listings in February of last year. 5,000 active listings, that's not a shortage, that's option. But here's the kicker. While the inventory is up, most buyers are still bidding like it's 2021 because agents keep pushing that inventory narrative. Now, if you're a buyer, you're still offering over asking price without negotiating. You're literally giving away thousands of dollars out of your pocket. But that inventory surge isn't the most shocking part. Wait until you see the flooding in the market right now. Point number 4, the February flood. So we're talking about last month's data. And what if I told you that over the last 30 days, something's happening in the Portland real estate market that hasn't happened in years, and it's about to change everything. So picture this. You're a seller who's been waiting for the perfect time to list your home. You've been told wait for spring because that's when everybody buys. But what if your waiting is going to cost you $40,000? Here's what nobody wants to admit. February just saw the biggest listing explosion in recent history. 17.1% new listings, 2,200 new properties on the market. This isn't gradual market growth, that's a flood. And if you're planning to sell in March or April, you're about to compete with an army of other sellers who all got the same information. Wait for spring. Every day you wait to list is another day someone else captures the buyer who should have been yours. That February window was your chance to sell before everyone else woke up. But here's where it gets really ugly, because what's happening with prices will shock you even a little bit more. That goes to point number 3 that I created, the price contradiction. Now, what if that price everyone's quoting you for your home is completely wrong, and believing it could cost you your retirement? There's a hidden pattern in the February Portland real estate market numbers that reveals a brutal truth about who's winning and who's getting crushed right now. Now, let's imagine listing your $700,000 home thinking you're going to get $750,000. While it sits on the market and you're looking at $500,000 homes get multiple offers. The data shows that's happening right now. And here's the truth. The median price dropped 2.5% from last year. You know what that means? Expensive homes are getting destroyed while affordable homes are still hot. If you're selling above $600,000 in the danger zone, if you're buying above $600,000, you have power you don't even know about. But if you're in the 400 to 600 range, that's still a war. The call to action I got for you on the second one is the war, not someone who gives you generic advice. We're talking about ready to buy or sell here in Portland, Oregon. If you're looking to buy or sell, call me right now, day or night. I'm more than happy to help you out. The price data isn't even the scariest part. It's the next number reveals who gets left behind. So point number 2, the 91-day death trap. What if I told you that homes are taking 91 days to sell in Portland, but the numbers are hiding a terrifying secret that could leave your house sitting on the market? Here's what's really happening that nobody's talking about. Picture your home sitting empty for 3 months. Picture making those mortgage payments with no buyer in sight. Picture watching other homes in your neighborhood sell while others get stale. 91 days is the average. It's been that way for several years now. Homes are selling in 30 days while others are sitting for 6 months more. The market isn't slow in that scenario. It's just a brutal truth that you need to understand. Here's what's actually happening. Homes priced correctly still fly off the market, and homes that are priced overpriced, they're dying a slow death, right? But if you're not one of them, you're stuck watching from the sidelines. Now, that February data that we have is screaming one message. The market rewards perfection and punishes everything else. There's no middle ground anymore. But here's the number that predicts exactly who's going to win and lose over the next 60 days. Which leads me to my last point, the number 1 tip, the pending sale tsunami. What if I told you there's a tsunami of buyers about to flood the Oregon market here in 2026, and most people have no idea it's even coming? Now, there's one number buried in the February data that predicts the future with scary accuracy. And that's telling us about March and April should terrify sellers and excite buyers. Imagine being a buyer who waits too long and gets caught up in the feeding frenzy. Imagine being a seller who lists right when everyone else does. Too much competition. The data shows from February that's happening right now. The pending sales just hit 1,800. That's 10.5% higher than last year. And what that really means is you got 1,800 buyers who found their homes in February and will close in March or April, but there's thousands of other buyers still searching. So in 30 to 60 days, all those pending sales are going to close, creating success stories that will bring even more buyers into the market. And at the same time, thousands will wait for the spring buyers. They're going to flood the market with new inventory. It's going to be a collision between the buyer demand and the massive seller supply. So for buyers, if you're waiting for prices to crash, you're about to be steamrolled by the competition. And for sellers, if you're waiting for the perfect spring timing, you're about to be buried with inventory and competition. That February data is screaming that over the next 30 days, it's going to determine who wins or loses in this market. So there it is. There's 5 brutal truths that I just gave you from the February Oregon real estate market data that nobody else is talking about. The inventory lie, the listing flood, the price reduction, the 91-day death trap, and then the pending sales tsunami. Now, if you understand these insights, you have a massive advantage over everyone who's making decisions based on outdated information and agent BS. But there's one thing knowing the information is worthless unless you act correctly. If you're ready to buy or sell anywhere in the Portland market, don't wait another day. Call me now. All my information is below in the comment section. You can contact me or call me anytime. And if you think February was shocking based on the data that I just gave you, wait until you see what the mortgage rate changes do for buyers that actually have purchasing power. The next video is going to show you exactly that. My name's Tom Baker, your local realtor here in the Portland market. If there's anything in the world I can do for you, please don't hesitate to reach out.